Our fathering adventures started right here with First Tracks, a weekend where fathers become so much better equipped to guide their sons into the earliest stages of their masculine journey. This is a critical stage, I know, because with my own son, who was 12, I almost blew it. I almost completely missed his heart, what he needed, and I was pushing him where he was simply not ready to go yet. What my son desperately needed from me was to have a question answered. And what I desperately needed was God's help and intervention. We both ended up getting what we needed, and now God is becoming more and more an intimate father to both of us, and we get to share our masculine journeys together. It's amazing how much of a game changer this has been in our home. I want you to listen to this story from Matt and Nolan Ammerman, who attended our inaugural First Tracks.
Hello, my name's Matt Ammerman, and this is my son Nolan Ammerman. And we've just spent a weekend here with Being Sons at Camp Eagle. It was an amazing weekend. It was a weekend filled with challenges, a weekend filled with the Holy Spirit and just with the Father present. We had many different times in God's creation to reflect on what He's done in each of our lives, but we grew closer together and some of the challenges that we faced. One of our favorite that we've been sharing is just rappelling off of a 90-foot rock wall that an office guy like me doesn't do very often. And certainly it was a challenge for both of us to overcome some of those fears and then just to reflect on how our God in heaven wants us to live our lives. So that was a very special time. We're so thankful for this opportunity that Being Sons provided us to really be on an adventure together as father and son. We certainly cherish those times, and I'll let Nolan share a few of his experiences for the weekend with you.
Whenever I went rappelling, God helped me overcome a lot of fears, and so now I know how to overcome all of those fears that I have. I also made a lot of friends. It was fun going to the river, sliding down really fast slides, doing the blob. That was really fun, and I liked that I had a lot of time to spend with my dad. That was the best part of all.
By God's design, every son and daughter is deeply shaped by the presence and the love of the most important man in their life, their father, or in some cases a father figure. But as crucial as that role of father is, very few men actually receive training on how to do it really well. We need more than a book or a sermon or a video series, though those can be helpful. But that's why Being Sons offers what you could call live ammo training on a gloriously fun adventure where fathers get to both learn and then immediately offer what their children most need and want from them. And those dads get to see their children change in response to that pursuit, even as the weekend unfolds. These are guided one-on-one experiences that help fathers become lifelong heroes to their kids. They really matter. So last month we hosted a First Bloom, which is designed for fathers with daughters moving from girlhood into young womanhood. So they're between 9 and 13 years old. And one of the fathers came up to me between activities, and he shared with me something that has meant so much. I believe it was after we were all sitting outside. It was beautiful, and I shared the larger story of God with all the daughters and the dads. And with a glowing daughter and with a huge smile, he came up to me and he said, "Jay, I've wanted to offer my daughter all of these things. A trip where it was just her and me, a real outdoor adventure, but I didn't have the equipment. I didn't have the know-how or the experience. I wanted a way of sharing with her the beauty of God's gospel and have somebody else share that. And I wanted to get personally equipped by God to help me become the best father that I can be." This weekend is exactly that. It's turnkey. It's like everything that I wanted in one place. Yes! Like, that's the goal. God does so much in the relationship between a father and his child in just one weekend. One father attended Fight Club like that week after he took his daughter to First Bloom, and he was telling us around the campfire that on Monday morning when he came into the office, a colleague had asked him, "So how was your weekend with your daughter?" And he responded, "Honestly, it was one of the best weekends of my entire life." And then he told that guy, you have to take your daughter on this thing. This is common. Why? Because God is in it, and because it's so filled with what the father and his child both so desperately want, love and communication. Our mission at Being Sons is to help men discover and navigate the ancient path into authentic manhood that God laid out in the very beginning. We do this by offering resources and adventures that help a man take his journey with God so he is well equipped for anything, anywhere, including the enormous responsibility and privilege of fathering a child into maturity. I'm asking you to donate to the mission of Being Sons and partner with us as we partner with God in bringing many sons to glory. So I've got one more video. It's going to be coming your way before year's end. I'm very eager to share with you what God has laid on our hearts to be His next steps to reach more men and change more families in 2019. Thank you so much for watching. Merry Christmas.